All right, there we go. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. It is 4:30 PM, Monday, June 8th. I will now call this meeting of the Board of Harbor Commissioners for the Town of LaPointe to order. With us this evening, we have Mary Ross,
Present.
Jay Wiltz,
Present.
Susie Widmer,
Here.
Mike Collins,
Here.
Evan Erickson.
Here.
I am present. Glenn Carlson.
Here.
Staff present, Katie Kisner. We have Cal Linehan here from Miffle, and we have parts of the Task Force Finance Committee,
As well as other riffraff.
as well as other riffraff, Brummer boys.
No.
That one.
No, we're not gonna mention that he's here.
I know who you were talking to.
First up on the agenda is public comment. Go ahead, Paul.
Thank you for having meeting late afternoon. And please don't refer me as riffraff. Peanut gallery perhaps, but not the riffraff.
First, to your right.
Beauty, perhaps, but not riffraff.
Anyone else have any public comment?
I take no offense.
Let's move on then to the minutes of the May 28th meeting. Is
I move that we approve the minutes of Thursday, May 28th. I'll second.
there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, Chief Administrative Officer report.
Let's have the current balance of the Harbor Commission bank accounts. This was as of Friday, June 5th. The Miffle utility checking account was at $344,291.35. May revenue was just over 500,000 for the month, which was 113% of the budgeted income for the month. June revenue as of Friday was just over 38,000, which is just under 5%, just getting started for the month. So, and the only other thing in my report is I did attach the Treaty Day memorandum.
And I'll add, we did distribute that, send that to, obviously, the tribal chairs. And I've heard back from Chairwoman Boyd, who's expressed great thanks. And so shared it with Paul Demain and Marty Curry. They hear back from Paul, who is very happy that we're doing this.
Great.
But I mean, on Treaty Day, we get people from White Earth and people from,
It's going to be everyone.
Yeah.
And they're going to,
I am,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, are those tribes going to be notified, I guess?
yes, and
And how big do we want to?
Yeah,
get?
well, so I asked Chairwoman Boyd, how should we send this memo? We want to invite all of the Chippewa Federation tribes. They're having a Chippewa Federation meeting on Treaty Day over in Red Cliff. And she said, well, just send it to her and to the tribal chairwoman of Bad River and to this person at Gliffwick, and they will take care of letting all the other tribes know. So. And it is, and it's not specific to the tribal members.
Yeah, I
right?
understand.
It's
Everybody.
anybody, yeah.
Anything else from Katie?
Yeah, I have a question, it was on the budget versus actuals that came out today. It might have been there for a long time, but, the Motor Bayfield has $113,000 expenditure and we only budgeted about 10,000. Is that the HAP? Is that the dredging?
So this
This
is
is
for
year-to-date.
the year-to-date one.
Correct.
I mean, I'd be happy to pull that back up for you and see what the 100,000 charge was.
The top end?
Cal, I think it was, yeah.
Should be the top end, which would have been scheduled for last year, but then ultimately paid. I think it's this year.
I would,
Rebuild kind of.
that, I know that was in the budget. I just have to look at where at in the budget it was. There's a chance that it was distributed differently, how we had it in the 2026 budget and not all in like 1 month. I just need to look at it on my end, which I can do when I have my computer in front of me.
I will move that we place the chief administrative officer report on file.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
I,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, possible cargo contract.
you,
Go ahead.
okay. So this is for Darlings and we, have had discussions with Lauren, regarding their pelletized, cargo. We've had discussions with Cal and with Katie. And at this point, we don't have a solution to recommend yet. We still need to, I think, have another conversation with Cal. I think that the commission also should discuss this and probably be appropriate to discuss it in closed session. It's a negotiation matter. But I think that, you know, to show good faith in this and, you know, they're right now, Darlings is in their heavy season when they're, you know, obviously doing a lot of deliveries that it should hopefully be the position of the commission that whatever we come up with, ultimately, that we would make retroactive to today.
That makes sense. I'm in favor of that, and I will move that any future contract approved by the board be retroactive to today's date.
Second,
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consider approval of ferry office lease.
we approve the ferry office lease. And note that unlike the last proposal, this one actually has a reasonable term of 10 years. I'm sorry, till 2030. So 4 years. But better than we were getting before, which was basically a month-to-month agreement.
With the adjustment of the address.
Yeah, and right, and we also, Evan caught that the address of the facility is not 825 Middle Road, it's 825 Main Street.
Was the lease with the potential lease with Mifflin LLC that we had to pay insurance, had to do all that? I mean, there's a lot of nitpicky stuff in this lease.
Which part are you concerned about, Mike?
Number 7. Tenant shall maintain or landlord shall maintain a tenant's expense,
Mhm.
insurance. What was the rental rate?
We haven't.
We didn't have one.
We've never paid rent.
No, I know we haven't, but I wasn't any
Insurance.
no, I'm jumping here to, because we had budgeted money for a rental fee for this year. It's in the budget for the Mifflin office. And that was based on the assessed value or something like that, that figure.
Yeah, it was based actually on a relationship. It was using the dockside lease as a model and basically looking at what the dockside property was appraised at, or maybe it's the assessed value, one or the other, of either the appraised value or the assessed value. And using that same number, which we did have for the ferry office building
Right.
from before, and just the ratio of those things times whatever dockside's lease was. And that's the amount that they came up with, which does not include insurance as part of the expense in that.
And
I'm assuming that they were carrying insurance on the building, so
That they were,
yes,
I would assume so.
so we would take over that payment.
Right, and the property taxes,
But we don't pay property.
Doesn't say that.
but we're a leasing.
Yeah, we would
Yeah, Arnie owns the building,
Oh.
not
have to pay.
Yeah, I guess we would.
a lot of money.
The property taxes.
No, just all of this, the monthly rent, the insurance, the taxes.
Have we heard any kind of a recommendation from Cal?
Yeah, so.
I didn't,
I mean, yeah, I don't wanna steal you while you're here, but.
I mean, looking, so dollar for dollar, I don't know how we could, find a better solution for right now. And that's really the, you know, the biggest, what we're looking at. So if, we were removed from that location, you know, moving into a new location would require substantial modification. Probably reduce service to the Ion customers. So, I don't think that there is a $2,000 a month plus taxes and insurance solution that we could find right now for how hard I've been looking to find other rental properties that would come anywhere close to this. So I would see it as very advantageous.
Yeah, I'm not saying we shouldn't sign this lease. I'm just wondering if there's room for negotiation. That's my only question. To try to kick you guys out on June 7th is impossible. 8th is not feasible. I'm very aware of that. I just think,
I mean, my take on it would be that this would be a, you know, kind of a unit like this waterfront right there.
Yeah, I think it seems fair. I think negotiating would be,
I can't speak for Inc. I just, from my assessment of if I were to go try and find something comparable for this price range based off of my searching for housing, I don't think I could.
I think I would also like to do a walkthrough of the building, just based on the language of the maintenance
I'd love it.
aspect.
The Harbor Commission would, you know, if a member from the Harbor Commission would want to be present as well. Just because the language is pretty strong in there about, you know, we'd be responsible for general maintenance of the building during that, it's actually 4.5, 5 years, 30, I believe. And just make sure that we have a good recorded walkthrough of the current condition of the building before we, you know, sign to this, I think would be advantageous. Or pending a walkthrough.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, also.
it's definitely a good location.
Yeah, I mean,
Established.
so the location is obviously ideal, not having to move, that's gonna be a serious expense, is having to move someplace. And I think if we don't take up on it, somebody certainly will lease or buy that building for that amount.
That's kind of similar to the negotiation position we were in buying the ferry line in the first place. And why we didn't want to do intense negotiations on that was exactly what Jay is saying, that there were other people circling. And, you know, we absolutely had to purchase it. Didn't let anyone else purchase it. So I think in kind of the same vein right now,
If it was really exorbitant, like if it was like, that rent's outrageous. Over the coals, I would definitely recommend negotiating, but it seems like a fair amount for me for waterfront by the month.
and it's basically the same, you know, rent is what we're charging, Topside, as far as a percentage of their assessed value.
It's just a little more than I charge for a 1 or 2 bedroom, not lakeside.
Right.
yeah, I'm not concerned about the rent. I'm concerned about all the costs, not just the rent.
Right, no, I get there's additional costs. I just don't know how we avoid it in any other situation where we have those costs. We have either the property taxes or whatever the costs are, insurance, all those costs remain the same wherever we are.
And probably, I would guess our insurance could very well be less than what they're currently paying, since at this point, that is, as far as I know, the only real estate that Inc. owns. Whereas the town has quite a bit of real estate that we have insurance on. So I would think that we would get a better deal with our insurance than they're getting for just having the one
I think
structure.
4 years is the right amount of time to think about a more economical space for the town long term versus like June or
No,
whenever. You know what I'm saying? Like that gives us a little leg room, Mary, to figure out where is a better spot long term for an office if there is one.
So we have a motion on the table.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Which would ultimately be exactly my recommendation is we use this as time to assess all of those other locations. Because I think, again, given enough time put into the budget, we have other properties that might be able to be renovated. That wouldn't require the sustained use of that property. And then having it spread out over that long would give us enough time to assess that and do it without all in one season.
Thank you.
So there's a motion.
There's a motion. I have not heard a second.
I'll second.
Motion second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I might have done with them myself.
Repayment of the loan.
Consider repayment of loan to town.
And this is the town looking at its cash flow and just requesting that if the Harbor Commission is able to pay any of the the loan that the town made early, like by the, sometime the end of June instead of the end of July, even half of it, that would be helpful to the town.
How much should we borrow from the town again?
450.
So even if we could,
But what's our cash position right now?
I don't see, just looking at our cash flow, I don't, and that was gonna be my question is when was the town essentially needing it by if it was there?
I think they were thinking June 30th and
I don't see why we can't, for sure half by then.
200,000.
Absolutely half by then. It's hard to say at the beginning of the month with
Yeah.
so much depends on what the June revenue is gonna be, because that's really like when we start making money. And we're also supposed to be putting funds away for debt service at the end of the year, starting this month, so. But absolutely half by the end of June. If revenues looking pretty much on budget for June, then I don't see why we can't pay the majority of that back by the end of June.
In terms of right now, what decision do we want to make?
But we're not bound to make it tonight.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sort of pointed.
yeah, I think if we can,
Yeah,
that it would help the town. I don't think we need to make a decision tonight on it. So if we do it at the next meeting,
Yeah.
I would think that we'd have a lot more information about how. our
Yeah,
cash
we'll
position-
have-
How about a motion to table this discussion until our next meeting?
I move to table it.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Let's move on to the Middle Road property update. I think we really
Do
have.
we know yet, Cal, if that's been looked at, the Middle Road property? If
We went ahead, our grounds person go through and take an assessment. And as of the last Harbor Commission meeting, the day after, I believe did I send those photos?
Yeah, Cal sent me photos and I did email Sue on Friday, but I have not gotten a response.
But as of last we checked, it was still significantly full of items that I'm using.
Do you have a sense, looking at the photos and having no history in that building, it's hard to know what belonged to whom. Do you believe those to all be Brenna's items in there?
There's some that is our responsibility, but overall it's pretty minimal. So there's like some bed frame stuff, some basic furniture stuff that is ours. But the majority is not ours.
Okay.
I did notice driving by that Free was spray paint on the side of the building and I would think that should be taken off.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I don't know what,
I'm
It was like a sailboat
I'm
mast,
assuming it's for the mast and not the building.
Yeah,
I
but
agree.
that could get confusing to somebody.
yeah.
So if somebody could take that off.
Is
What a
it
town
just-
employee.
Yeah,
Is it just the house that has stuff in it, or does the Quonset have stuff?
we're just talking about both. well,
But Katie did follow up with Sue with the photographs and another request.
So there's a date set to do the burn. It's like mid-October.
oh, you did.
That's all located?
Yay.
Yay.
Cool.
So end of October, we can do the demo then?
Yeah,
Is there prep work? I mean, do we have to take the roof off or
they
anything?
take care of that. So, or they tell us what the town or the fire department needs to do ahead of time. If there's any, they'll come through and do a final inspection. So
Great.
So I was waiting until today with the update. I can officially let Pete know we would like to get the other buildings demoed on the schedule, the town schedule. Okay.
Unless it makes sense for him to have one stop there and clean everything up at one shot. For, efficiency, but.
yeah, I mean, you might want to wait till after the burn to see what's left of
Yeah.
the structure after we burn it down. And
Will it be just the house or will you do the garage too?
I asked if we could do the garage or any of the other buildings. Tyler said he was gonna run it by him, so I think probably the next time they come out, they'll look at
He
that.
said at the end of October is when the town could get it on their schedule, so.
But Pete said if we can't burn it, he said, no problem, the town can
Yeah.
smash it.
And Evan likes to smash things.
Oh, I like to rip things apart. Technically, that is my department.
It is.
Smash away.
There's nothing further there. Next on the agenda is Madeline Island Ferry Line housing update.
The update on that is, we have, secured housing, through the summer. Until October. And then, we, had two options that, I evaluated for, fall into next year. And was able to, secure a extended by a 1 year contract with the option to renew for 6 months. So if we're able to get in a house unit on the island by the end of next year, we wouldn't have to extend it. But if we aren't done, then we could extend it into spring of 2028, which should get us, across the finish line there. So as of right now, nothing's been signed at the moment as far as the extended year long. But the summer has been agreed to until October 15th.
And the North End property, I don't recall when that lease is up, but is that gonna
End of
be,
this month.
Yeah, it's the end of June.
is that gonna be carried over or are you gonna let it go?
That'll be done. So we will have the essentially a 2-bedroom unit throughout the summer. And then when that expires, we'll go to a 3-bedroom unit for the long term.
Thank you.
That should significantly resolve or completely resolve the issue until as late as 2028.
Great. Next up, AED information update. I meant to touch base with Rich Kula. I did reach out to him after the last meeting to put this on his radar. I know Cal has provided him with some information, but
Sarah and I have emailed with him a couple times, so she's reached out. She gave him a couple avenues to go down, and I found some too that people have used to get AEDs in the past, so.
great. Approval of bills.
I see the herring shed got painted.
Yeah, I
The
saw that.
Contract was significantly less than,
6,000 under budget.
Okay,
Nice.
1,000 under anticipated.
nice.
are they completely done now?
We are done.
And how's their quality of work?
Looks great. The final walkthrough, on the first and second. Looks good. I mean, time is always the thing that tell on paint, but as of today, looks good and then met all objectives.
Who did the work?
They're out of Iron River.
Lace painting, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I will move that we pay the bills as presented in the amount of $188,097.32.
I'll second.
For discussion in the MOE, it states that following costs shall be paid by from the management fee and shall not be reimbursed as operating expenses. Corporate governance, ownership, or buyout related legal, tax, or accounting costs, and we have an audit cost.
That's for the.
I think that's a town audit cost.
Yeah,
Baker Tilly.
So Miffle LLC gets an audit and we get an audit, the Harbor Commission itself?
The town gets an audit.
Right, I
And
understand.
the town audit includes the operation, the Miffle LLC aspect. So
Our utility account, like all of our
Okay.
accounts, the town's accounts that are Miffle related.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. Future agenda items.
possible cargo contract.
Mm-hmm.
repayment to the town.
Yep, that was tabled.
For the Middle Road property, they had until the end of this month.
Supposed to be the end of
May.
May.
End of
So it's the
May.
end of May. Okay. I guess it put an update from.
Yeah, carry
No.
that over.
Have you been contacting them, Katie, or has been Cal or the fair?
I mailed the first letter and then I sent Sue an email.
Okay.
On Friday.
I'll just let them know if it's October, things are getting burned.
I did actually.
I don't think they'll let us burn some of that stuff.
I didn't give them a date though. I said we were looking into demoing and burning.
I mean, at some point, I suppose we'll have to remove the items ourselves and apply a cost. But they've been working on it, seems
Yeah.
like, so
I understand.
we'll carry on.
Future meeting date,
Anything else, future?
got the 25th, which is a Thursday.
Isn't that the date of our,
No,
no, it's 23rd.
oh, okay. Well, the 25th then would work for me. So it would make sense.
that's
Thursday morning, 9 a.m.
9 or 9.
9.
9.
Mary thinks 9:30.
Mary hopes
Never will
9:30,
live it down.
Assuming that works for everyone?
9 o'clock.
Another opportunity for public comment? Cal?
Just wanted to note, in addition to the 6,000 saved on the painting project from the budget, it was asked a couple of meetings ago, a couple of months ago, more like, about the fire suppression system, and the savings from going with both. So we just got into the final bill on that last week. We'll start work on that, over the course of summer, as time allows, into fall. But the total estimated savings from the budgeted amount for 2026 will be approximately $45,000.
$45,000.
Great.
We had both budgeted, 2 boats budgeted for this year. And that's what it's looking like to be able to save.
Wow. That's great.
We'll spend it in fuel.
Yeah.
And Paul.
And so, should be reminded for Darlings that this commission did purchase for their use 2 refrigerated trucks for almost $50,000. So when you do them with a contract negotiation with them, they should be reminded that they did have the use of that. So whatever deal you're giving to them, that should be brought up, whether they're using it or not. It was out there for use, so it's being used or not. That's a heck of an outlay that I don't think the previous regime ever would have purchased for them. And the other thing is to bring up, when it comes to this, ferry office lease, we're looking into something else for the next rental period, you might want to start looking at some sort of an ad hoc committee or task force, maybe starting next year, because this town is really good at waiting until 3 months before the lease is done and then say, oh, we should look into this. And by that time, it's too late. So I'm not saying you got to do it next month, but maybe in another year or so, you really should start forming some sort of an ad hoc committee or some sort of task force, start forming that, start investigating this in a year or so. So you have 2 or 3 years instead of waiting 6 months before you start investigating it. But so you have some options, not that you say, well, let's look at this now because we got 6 months, because 6 months really isn't enough time. You almost got to need 2 or 3 years to look at this, not 6 months. You need more time than that, especially if you ever think you might build something. It's going to take more than 6 months. It's going to take several years. I think Evan Eric should just go in that committee. He's got all this time since he's retired.
Why always me?
Point, Paul.
Next up on the agenda is long-term finance task force update. And I believe we're going to go into closed session for this. All right, and I'll make that motion.
And also for the Bayfield Harbor Commission MOU and the Miffle management contract.
Yeah, all three.
I'll second.
That's,
It's all under 1985.18.
and that would be a roll call vote.